Hey everyone, welcome back. It was, I don't know about you, man, but for me, it was a busy week this week.
Yeah.
I had so much stuff going on. I can't go into the details because this is going to be aired, but like I'm basically the next month is going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. I'm going on television, so I got to fly down to Toronto to record. I got to do that next Sunday. I leave, so we'll still be good for the podcast. Then 2 weeks after that, I'm out to Vancouver, and 2 weeks after that, I'm out to London.
Oh, wow. You're going to have fun in London.
Well,
I'm assuming.
I hope I have fun, but man, it's like non-stop for my startup there. It's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. So I have not been playing as many games as I would like to play because I've just been crazy busy. I finished the Raid Owl. That was the special event there in Monster Hunter, so I was happy about that. I got all the different like gear that you can make just so that I'm like I'm ready for like cosmetics. There's 13 individual pieces, 10 for your character, 3 for your cat, and they're the only special item that drops from the character is like a Ray Dow Gamma certificate. And if you get lucky, you can get 3 of them in one battle. But if you're Jared, you get one per battle. So it took forever. Pegasus and I, we only had one day this week where we were able to like meet up together, and we only did it once, and it took like 30 minutes or something, and we were both like, oof. Like, it wasn't a hard fight, but it was long. So I'm kind of happy that I was able, every day I would do like 1 or 2 battles. But I gotta say, I was a little disappointed. It just isn't like a hard fight. So I was a little disappointed
Yeah,
with
the
that.
vet ones tend to be a little bit more laid back sometimes because they want the game to appeal to a lot of different type of people, which is interesting because Monster Hunter used to be kind of appealed to the more hardcore. That's why a lot of the hardcores don't like the modern Monster Hunter because they say it's too easy, it caters to casuals. But we don't realize the success of Monster Hunter over the last couple of years is because it's been more
Of
appealing to
course.
casuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand about hardcore players when they say that stuff. They love their quote unquote hardcore games, but they want all these games to cater to them. Well, it's not just hardcore games; it's in general. Right? So you've always heard the meme like, "Oh my God, that character's OP. Nerf everyone and buff my character."
Yeah, of
Other,
course.
AKA,
Yeah.
do what I want. I don't care about other people. So yeah, people. It's just funny. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say is casuals are your bread and butter. There's a lot more casuals in the marketplace than hardcore. Yeah. Hardcore is a very small percentage. No company in their right mind would cater exclusively to hardcore unless it's a very niche project that doesn't cost a lot of development. There are some cases of that, but at the end of the day, why would you ever limit your market, right?
Yeah, no, so like, and don't get me wrong, I think the Zoshia battle kind of gave the community kind of like a bar, right? Like of like, oh, this is what the level 50, like rank 50 monsters are gonna kind of like look like. And with the Arc Tempered Raid Owl, they basically added like one new move. He's definitely aggressive. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like a walk in the park. I was a little surprised because with Zoshia it was like wipe after wipe after wipe after wipe. Whereas with this, like I had a few people that would wipe, but you can tell, to your point, like they were very casual players that like you could clearly tell. It's like World of Warcraft, get out of the crap. Like
Yeah,
when
a lot
it's
of people
like,
are lazy, dude.
but anyways, whatever. Like I said, I was only slightly disappointed. I was hoping for like maybe a couple of additional move sets to the monster, but it's all good. Like, I mean, I love the fact that every couple of weeks we're getting something new. That's awesome.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Well,
It's gonna
yeah,
taper out.
yeah, for sure. So
unless they change their model with wilds, which I don't see it. They've always done that. Like I told you, they'll have like 3 or 4 major title updates, events, collaborations. They'll add a lot of events They stop. There's hiatus, and then the expansion and
Yep.
rinse and repeat. And then after a little while, it's dead. That's what I'm trying to say. Is Monster Hunter is a great series, but long term, it's just a really good extended game. What's it called? Single player? No, it's multiplayer too. But it's just they keep extending it. But I would love them to take a whack. They did it once, but it was another failure. So maybe they'll never do a more of a hype. Now, I know a lot of people don't like live service, but it doesn't have to be a dedicated. What they have now is technically a hybrid. They continue updating it, which is good, but they stop. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, clearly what they're doing is working, because like it's breaking their own records. But anyway, so the only other thing I've been doing was, like, you guys know, I mentioned it the other day, like with Fallout, because I got a gift. So I've been just playing a little bit of Fallout 76 every now and then. Would love to get you, Tim, back into that so we could do a few things. It's not the type of, what I really like about Fallout 76 is that you don't need to do the dailies and the weeklies and all of that. You can just, like, let's say, Saturday or Sunday, you only have 2 hours to play. That's good enough. Like, it's good enough to do some of the different events they have going on and stuff. And anyways, I love I've always loved the Fallout universe. Like, there's just something, I don't know, like that 1950s.
I can't wait for the next major game in the series.
Oh God, dude, that's
gonna be a lot of fun.
That's also gonna be 20 years from now. So like that's that's one thing. Unlike with Bethesda, they're
slow, which is good.
Well,
like, you remember how we talked to Pegasus when he was surprised that there hadn't been a new well, there's technically not true. There was a Mario Kart, the AP augmented reality one that was on the mobile, but that we don't count that, right? But there hasn't been a new Mario Kart for 11 years since 8 on the Wii U, and he's like, oh, okay, I take it back, because you remember he was saying, Nintendo, so it looks like they're rinsing back. But dude, Nintendo only releases their one Mario basically a gen, one Mario Kart a gen, etc. And you said, and I told you, that's why don't they milk it? You go, well, then it won't be special.
Well, that's it.
Exactly what they
100%. It's just like sometimes like that's right. I stand by that, like by saying that. But there's also limits, right? Like I don't want to wait 20 years between releases. That's not special.
That's excessive. Then people forget that there's a whole generation that'll never.
Well, that's it.
Exactly. Well, they keep releasing Skyrim. You saw that meme I showed you with Skyrim. Oh, then Oblivion. Then So, anyways, I agree with you. I mean, even 8. Well, there was also that other Mario Kart for the mobile, but I don't count mobile. I'm talking about console.
No, yeah.
So there's been a long wait, and I could say, oh well, wow, look what they were doing with World and stuff like that. Yeah, it's some innovations to the series, which is great and all. But no, I agree with you. It shouldn't be such a long wait, especially for these games.
So
Speaking of long waits, we're going to be in our news. We're going to be talking about. We're going to be waiting a little bit longer for something else.
Yes, that's right. For me, man, like 5 years is around the sweet spot. 4 or 5 years, it's enough to lay a series, like go dormant for just enough. But like with Fallout, unless they give it to another developer, I just don't see. I just don't see like this coming anytime soon, because Elder Scrolls, what is it, 6? Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, like, they're not even talking about that.
No, and that's not going to be out anytime soon.
Well, exactly. And that's the next game in line. Fallout would be after that.
So we're looking at 2030 plus, guys, before another Fallout.
Easy.
30, 32. Imagine we're talking about 32. The 30s already, man. Oh, unbelievable.
I know, but
we're at 2025, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. Anyways,
so my last little thing is just to say that's where I really like Dragon Quest X and Fallout 76. I like, because even though you're looking for the next main line in the series, you still have new stuff that you can go to. That's why I like Dragon Quest X. It's so awesome, because even though it takes me 20 years to get a new game, that is still always getting updated. The community's there. Like, it's cool.
I think I'm going to happen one of my weeks. So anyways, what I was going to say about Fallout, they didn't abandon it like No Man's Skies. They didn't abandon it. They had horrendous bad launches, and they kept with it, which is good. I love seeing like developers.
Me too.
Ubisoft is doing that with Skull and Bones. They're not abandoning that, and it's steady. I don't know if the game's ever. I think they're banking on when the Pirate or Assassin's Creed remake or something comes out. They're banking on getting new people on the series. But anyways, for me, I had a real busy week, but of course the puppy, tends to do, which I have to, after this podcast, have to go take him to his class. Wednesday night, I'm installing the new NVIDIA drivers on my machine. Well, this happened about a couple updates back. My PC just went black screen. It never progressed or rebooted it. It reinstalled, everything was fine. But this time it hosted Windows, right? So like, oh my God, texting Jared, oh man, I was going to play Expedition 33 the whole night, right? Because we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about topics.
We'll talk about in a second. So anyways, that happens. I get that fixed. But years ago, man, if you lost your OS and stuff like that, but I'm talking about years before the cloud, you're screwed, man. So here I reset Windows, which factory resets it, by the way, guys. It's an amazing little app now, too, and you can tell it keep your data or not. So I told it keep the data. And so I was anticipating that it would go into a little folder, that's what, stuff like that. So anyways, it resets it. It even goes to online, downloads the latest build of Windows 11. It's amazing. Come up, has my profile, my pin. I'm like, wow, everything is in place. Everything's like if I never touched, of course, all the apps are gone. And it compiles a list for you of every single thing that you had installed, and even a lot of them with a link to go download. I'm like, okay, that's pretty badass. I'm slowly but surely reinstalling. I have to do Monster Hunter Wilds next. I hope, Jared, I think it's on the cloud. It was with the Wilds. I mean, not Wilds, with Rise, and it was with the Worlds. It better, because if that, otherwise I lost all my progress.
Oh, no. You'll be fine. You'll be
good.
Fine.
I was like thinking, this is Capcom here, right? They're kind of behind the curve when it comes to
infrastructure. Yeah, but you bought it on Steam, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm pretty sure my
because Steam will auto back up your save. So
good.
Dude, you
like,
damn well better be. You should be.
Yeah, back because I'm putting a good amount of over 20 hours into it.
Yeah, no, I'm
sure. I don't want to. I wouldn't. I might restart because you guys would just help me speed through it, but I wouldn't want to really do it. Anyways, so I dealt with that, but I'm telling you right now, first when I start installing I'm like, wow, the sound's better, the visuals are better. I actually ended up being a good thing. Maybe there was a corruption over the years. So going on a 3-year-old machine now. You know how Windows are, OSs, even Macs. It just things get corrupted after a while. Yeah. So everything's smooth as silk, looks beautiful, looks better. So I'm kind of glad it happened, because now I was going to do a clean install of Windows 12 when it comes out later this year or early next year, whenever it comes out. I always do clean installs, but at least then I would prep for it, make sure everything's good. But I love it, dude. It was a crash and I was pissed, and it almost like it would never happen. So
yeah, dude. Good. I mean, honestly, like we're in a very interesting place right now for that kind of stuff. Like for me, game changing is like the cloud saves, cloud. All that.
I love it, dude.
Me too,
dude. There's people out there. I'm pretty sure we'll get people in the comments, because we always have people who are old school or I don't trust the big brother. There's people who refuse to put data on the cloud, dude. I talk to people I don't trust them. They're going to steal my info. I'm like, first, you should never put extremely detailed info in the cloud. Why would you put your social security address? We're talking about your freaking documents. Who cares if they see your resume, man? Resumes might be on LinkedIn. So anyways, I don't understand that mentality, but each their own. And if you don't utilize the cloud, then you're just literally a caveman, and you're just asking. I mean, you put it on a USB stick or hard drive, but that's such a hassle, man. Such a hassle.
The last time, like the computer I'm on right now. So this is I think it was an M3 iMac. I think.
Oh, that's fairly new, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Like it's gonna be 2 years this.
Wow, already, dude. Yeah, M5s are coming out this year. Yeah, you're right.
So brand new, take it out of the box, and you guys know iMacs, right? It's literally one cable that you plug in. Like, of all the computer designs in the world, this is still my favorite design, because it's just so clean, man. Like, it's a monitor. That's it. Your whole computer is in a bloody monitor. I've always loved that. Anyway, as soon as you boot it up, it knows I got an iPhone, so it automatically transfers the wireless password and everything. So I don't have to do anything. It's just automatically online, downloads the latest updates, and it's like, oh, are you Jared? And I'm like, yes, I am. And they're like, do you want to do a restore from the cloud? It's a brand new computer. It's unbelievable. Like, we're living in
we're
a crazy
so spoiled.
time.
Yeah, like in Windows 95, 98 era, if you had an OS wipe, you're screwed if you don't have
screwed.
a backup. Yeah, you're screwed if you didn't have a backup.
Yeah.
But back then, I used to keep everything on an external hard drive, so
yeah,
wasn't this, but still, then you had to put all your data.
Exactly.
It
was
tedious.
a royal pain in the butt. But okay,
so my
let's get
PC's
started.
running much better, and I'm happy about that. So let's get in our topics. What do we have today, Jared? We have only a few things, and we'll see. So we're going to talk about. Okay, let's talk about the big bad wolf in the. You call it the Nintendo effect. I don't know if that's necessarily true. There might have been. Well, I don't know, man. Like we said, we had the Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors about 100, but way before.
No, but so this is really evident. I'm calling it the Nintendo effect. So what is it? What's the news?
Xbox prices are officially going up across the board for consoles, accessories, and all that jazz, and $79.99 games. Not all games, guys. Not all. Your big hitter games, obviously. Indie games probably won't be affected. But anyways, yeah, so that's a Nintendo effect. One monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
And of course, Sony's response is going to be pretty much identical.
Oh, I'm waiting.
The one thing, though, Jared, have you noticed this the first time? I mean, they might blame it on tariffs, maybe. But this is, I think, the first time in history where console price has gone up.
Well, last gen was the first. You? Yeah, last gen.
I haven't been keeping up with the.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. Sad. It's really
because
sad.
The technology gets cheaper to
exactly.
make.
You get economies bullshit. Of scale and everything, and yeah. So guys, I'm gonna just read this really quickly. Okay, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I'll pick one of each of the SKUs. Okay, so the 1 terabyte Xbox Series S was $429.99. Is $429.99. It was $349.99. I'm gonna round up, okay, just for the sake of this. The Xbox Series X digital is now $550, which is $100 increase over what it was. $450.
Is this Canadian price?
No,
or US.
Oh,
okay. So, oh man, this for you.
For us, it's like the top tier is the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition. It was $600. It's now $730 US, which makes it more expensive than the PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I think I know why they're doing it. One, because they think they could get away with it, which is weird because Microsoft's the underdog still in consoles, which makes you think, why would they do that? But they're going to put the thought, well, we're more powerful than the Switch too. Why would we can't sell it for less, right? That's probably their mindset. I don't know. But anyways,
everything else, like all the controllers and stuff, went up by like $8, $10, $20.
That's still a lot, man.
But yeah, it's still a lot. A controller, okay? They're freaking where is it? It's not Edge. Edge is the Microsoft one. So yeah, the full Xbox Elite controller is now $200. A controller.
Oh, man. Insane, dude. Yeah, and we appreciate all the comments we get. We had some lively comments on our last one with the pricing,
you know what, Tim? Let's one sec. So guys, if you leave a comment, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I always try to reply. Sometimes I'll just say, I'll go give a thumbs up if you're being a jerk or something like that. Yeah. But I've just been so busy, guys. I'm not ignoring you. It's I just haven't had an opportunity. But I do want to say with the pricing, I'm only like half joking about the Nintendo effect. We knew prices were going to go up because of tariffs or whatever. But when Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony saw like what Nintendo did, I guarantee you they called an emergency meeting right away and were like, let's go! Because the fact is they did it immediately. All of these prices don't come into effect like at the end of the year or whatever. It's now. If you go to Best Buy, one day changed the pricing by like $100, $150, stuff like that. Like what? And guaranteed this week, I will be shocked if we do not see Sony announce.
Guaranteed though. Yeah, guaranteed they will. Or maybe they'll go the opposite direction and say, "Hey guys, we're the bargain buddies, deals." I don't see that.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. there's some other news we're going to talk about. And, prices are going to go up. And people have to forget, and this is another thing too. Even I forgot when my friend reminded me, because prices are going up. I told my friend, "Hey man, fuck, these prices are going up. What the hell?" And then he goes, "Dude, do you remember that?" And we talked about it many times here. NES era.
Yeah.
Those were expensive games, and I was a little kid. I didn't have income, so I had to rely on my parents for birthdays and special occasions and Christmas. But those were very expensive. So I'm trying to say is people have short-term memories when it comes to this.
But there's a huge difference. The market is almost 10 times the size today as it was back then.
Yes.
Manufacturing costs back then were extremely expensive because it was still the 60s, 70s, and 80s production lines with cartridges, circuit boards. They didn't have the yields they have today.
No, they don't.
So that's why, like, I hear that argument a lot from my brother. Said the same thing. Was like, "Oh, but dude, like, you own Super Mario Brothers 3 with its cellophane from Zeller's, $99.99." And I'm like, yes, I get it.
Right.
It's just things have changed like a lot.
Oh, but if you factor inflation, you know how expensive.
Oh yeah, today. Like for real. But anyway, all this to say is like, I only think this is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
Because when you talk about the budget of Call of Duty, there's no way. Like, there's no way that prices are going to stay at $80. They're going to be $100 before you know it.
Exactly. And, people, like, especially with our comments, not only that, but all the line, people take things way too personal, man. It's like they think these businesses owe them or they feel they're entitled. Now, I know people are going to say, well, what, you're pro-business. No. What I mean is they're a business, and people forget that. They're going to do what they feel necessary, and if they can sell a product at that price, they're going to do it. So I keep telling people, don't post online. That does shit. You got to vote with your wallet or talk with your wallet. You don't like something, don't buy it. These companies will react. We've seen it in the past, and we'll see it again. Mm-hmm. So besides your whole take on if you feel companies hate you or not, I find those comments kind of funny. But anyways, you're right. So we're going to see things are going to get worse. Now, in that topic of expensive stuff, let's just put it in perspective. So the last Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, had over, I think, 770,000 million budget, almost $1 billion. Man. Think about that. So how do you think they're going to recover that cost? Like we told before, you remember back in the day, 1 million copies sold was the golden mecca. That's nothing. It's still good for overall. It means your game was a success, but it doesn't bring back if your product's $1 billion to make, 1 million copies isn't going to do it at $59.99 because there's marketing. Anyways, the new Call of Duty 2025 is going to be the most expensive in the series. So if it's at 770 million, Jared, it might top over $1 billion. Because remember, the rumor is that Grand Theft Auto 6 has $1 billion. I still don't believe that, dude. $1 billion budget.
I believe it. I do believe it because, like, with Call of Duty, it's about speed. With Rockstar, it's about depth,
quality. Yeah, depth, quality. They don't rush. They
So they probably have an army of people that are working on each individual feature set, whereas with Call of Duty they know they got to get that out next year type of thing.
What I don't understand about Call of Duty. I talked to Pegasus about it. He says every new one replaces and virtually kills the last. I mean, there's probably still play, but eventually Electronic Arts takes down the servers. But I don't understand that because to me, I always thought that was a live service game to begin with, right? I know they make yearly things, but it's like I don't know why they just don't focus on the ultimate Call of Duty and just monetize it and make it free to play.
Whatever they're doing, dude, they're selling gajillions.
It works. Oh yeah, it works. So they're copies. Not. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't break it. Their mindset.
Yeah.
What they have is a winning formula. If you hate Call of Duty or not, it doesn't matter. Results. That's what I tell you. Bullshit walks. Called that bullshit
money talks
bullshit walk. So I don't there's all these ultimate haters of every major franchise, and don't matter when they're rolling in the big dough. So I'm saying that it's probably going to be $1 billion plus, dude, easy. If it's 700 almost 800 million now, and they're saying it's going to be the most expensive, guaranteed it's going to be over $1 billion the next Call of Duty.
So what I wanted to let everyone know, because it's so funny when we get like called like man babies and stuff. I love it. That's my favorite. I love that stuff.
Come on, you. That's why I try to say some of these comments. I wonder if they're grown adults. Yeah, I'm going to put them on the spot because grown adults should know how the world works. I mean, I can understand.
Yeah, and guys, like
they don't have any idea of what the real world's like.
We complain about these things, and you're right. Like the ones that are like, oh, you guys are hypocritical because you're just complaining, and then you're going to go and buy it anyways. Fair enough. Okay, like I'll give you.
Oh, is that a hypocrite? Like, yeah, I guess by definition it is.
Like, but one of the things I do want to warn everyone here is this has now been 2 generations in a row where we've seen prices increase instead of decrease over time. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like, I honestly think now if you are into gaming, buy the machines as quickly as you can. If you're going to buy consoles, buy them like day one. And the reason why is because if this is the new normal, that like halfway through the generation or whatever, the price increases, then I think like at this point, like just there's literally there's no longer an incentive to wait, because if the games are going to increase in price, if the hardware is going to increase in price, then what the hell are we waiting for?
Yeah, exactly.
Like just the amount of games.
Oh, that means the OLED version of the Switch 2 is going to be even more. Oh, you watch.
Man, I can't wait to see what Sony's going to do. I'm telling you, I can't wait to see. I know they just raised the prices outside of North America, but I can't wait to see this because it's already the PS5 Pro. Let me just quickly check. Pro in Canada, I think it's already $1,000. Yeah, it's $960 right now. So imagine it's going to be like $1,200 or like something like that when they increase the price. That's a lot of money, guys. Like that's really a lot of money.
And to think about it, like you traditionally have always been 3 console person, and geez, I don't like. Yeah, I know you probably don't hurt for money, but that's still a huge amount of.
Well, income. Dude, I told you,
money.
Like I told you, and I've been talking. I'm serious. Like I'm not kidding. Whatever console. Or it doesn't have to be a console, but Steam, get off your ass and release like a Steam console or like a consoleized PC, because I am dead serious that I am thinking about making a gaming rig where it's specially like I specialize it in silence, like quietness, so that I can put it by the TV and you don't hear the of like the fans and all of that.
Yeah, even on the PC side, man, like these new cards are coming out are $4,000 plus, but that's always been like that. Like the new high-end state are always top tier, then eventually within 6 months or a year or so, it drastically drops.
Yeah, what killed that was Bitcoin and all that.
Yeah.
It got ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude. But anyway,
but I'm not going to be a multi-console owner for very much longer, just because I can't afford it.
Oh, not only that, like I said, I'm not really a console, but the only reason I get the Switch is because one, I do stream the Switch games once in a while and stuff like that. But because grew up a Nintendo fan, die a Nintendo fan, whatever you want to call it. But like the other systems, I have no interest in at all, man. I mean, I told you, and I joke about it, I might not buy that many Switch games because all the first party games are going to be probably $80. And I told you, I always wait for sales. That's one thing that the people in there saying I'm a hypocrite. I bought the bundle for World. And I told you, Jared, and I even tell people on Discord, I don't think I would buy World at $80 on their own. And money's not an issue for me, guys. It's just because I guess principle. It's just I don't know. But because I never bought Mario Kart 8. I joke about it. I've been waiting for that golden sale. It never comes. So like I don't think I'm gonna get. I'm definitely most likely I could get Donkey Kong at $80. Hell no. I'm not a platformer guy. Stuff like that. I mean, it might be the best platformer game ever made. I probably won't buy it. So I'm banking on amazing indie games that luckily the system will be powerful enough so there won't be a big difference between the PC and just have it on the Switch 2. But yeah, I don't anticipate myself buying that many Switch games. So it might be a big mistake. But there's people on Discord, and I'm pretty sure we'll play online and stuff like that for Mario World. I know I'll have a blast with the game. So I saved a good chunk of money for $50. Basically, I got World. I would definitely buy it for $50, but
Yeah,
not
no,
nowhere would I buy
exactly.
it for 80. Yeah.
Like,
So the bundle is such a great deal. So
yeah,
yeah, but
exactly.
like I
But
told you, man,
I agree, man. Like that's kind of why I'm hoping Sony and Microsoft continue to do what they're doing with, like, releasing their stuff on PC. And honestly, that's what I'm thinking. Like you just
I can't.
you
But
make a rig that could connect to your TV.
you're golden, dude. You don't need a console
No,
anymore.
exactly. And I'm even thinking the rig I have now, I could beam, I forget what it's called, Steam Link or whatever the hell it's called, like where I could basically just get a small little PC. It doesn't need to be powerful at all, and remote play into this guy. And then that way, that's it. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
it'd be good. And our
Okay.
next topic is a really good topic, guys. From doom and gloom to some surprise. And by the way, I did play it. I was supposed to play it all Wednesday night. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I love it. I cannot wait to see what's next. You want to start off since you recommended it?
Yeah,
for
sure.
me?
So, you guys know, we've been talking about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for a little while. Like, Tim, you've been talking about how, like, it was an Xbox Game Pass game, and I was like, okay, the timing kind of sucked for me personally, but in the end, I think it actually didn't do anything to it, because we got the Oblivion remake, the sort of
Oh yeah,
surprise.
so much good stuff on Game Pass.
Yeah,
right now,
I
guys.
know,
It's such a
seriously.
good value. Yeah,
Right now, it is the best
beautiful.
value in
Yes,
gaming.
yes,
like,
hands down, hands
yeah.
down.
So, anyways, so played a little bit of Oblivion, and it's still its janky self, but it looks like gorgeous.
Yeah.
But Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I talked a little bit about it. We both did. We talked about it last week a little bit, but guys, it's like exploding right now. And I bet Capcom's like, son of a, because with the GTA news we're about to say, I'm sure they were like, we're going to be game of the year. Like everybody loves us.
Don't
We
think
did so
so.
well.
I mean,
but
wow.
now I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll just your first impressions of it, and I'll tell mine. But yeah, it's funny because it's Expedition 33, but the team is 30 people. I think they should have done for a meme 33. See where I'm going at. But it's surprised that. But it is a very small studio, and what they've done, Jared. You go first. 'Cause I want.
Yeah. So okay. So I mean, I did talk about this last week. My first impressions. I said like the intro is unbelievably powerful.
Oh yeah.
The music is incredible, and if you're gonna do turn-based combat, this is how.
This
you do
is
it.
the way you do it. Yes.
Yeah. And I
100%.
honestly think. I mean, I don't want to go too much in depth on like the story or whatever, but needless to say, like, it's somber, man. Like it's really somber.
Yeah.
And the gameplay is just so kick-ass because you have real-time elements.
Yep, you do.
With the turn-based stuff. I will say this, man, if I'm Square Enix right now,
I would be taking notes.
I would be taking notes too, because this is a 30-person team that will likely win Game of the Year. If this game continues to be as good as it is, this will be my Game of the Year.
And it also set pretty good, I don't know about records, but in the first 3 days, I think it was, it sold over 1 million copies. That's huge for a small. Most indie companies would freaking jump over backwards with those kind of results. So it's gotten huge success, which is great for the Xbox brand. So that's very good. I think I'm telling you, man, Microsoft's playing the long con, and I think they're going to hammer it out of the park, or hit it out of the park. And this is could be potentially one of their flagship selling points. But yeah. Like to your, I don't want to do spoilers, but like that intro was pretty intense. And then as soon as you leave the prologue, you hit a little bit of a spoiler if you guys want to pause. You hit the continent, and oh wow, man, that was just some very dark tones at the beginning too. By the way,
yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about when Homeboy was sitting at the pile there.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty badass. Very, very good. The graphics are very nice. It's pretty standard affair, like most of like kind of Japanese thing. The level designs are pretty linear. Not that that's a negative thing. I kind of appreciate that because you still have to go around and look for things typical like Dragon quest type stuff. But so it's pretty linear. Don't expect any kind of open world shenanigans. It's not that. At least from what I played, it's none of that. And yeah, I love the characters. I love the art. I love the combat. It's really cool. This little bit of a hybrid stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to continue sinking many hours into it. I don't know how long it is, guys, but Jared and I will continue reporting our progress. But yeah, definitely something you guys should consider picking up.
Yeah, I fully agree. And Tim, the more I look into this, the more it looks like Microsoft had nothing to do with this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because look, the developer is Sandfall Interactive, and the publisher is Kepler Interactive. This is not a Microsoft game studio.
How did they get on Game Pass then? They must have signed a deal.
Yeah, exactly. It must have been
because Microsoft's been advertising, so I assumed it was them.
Me too.
But you're right.
Assumed, but
yeah, because they were heavily. I mean, they kind of do that for all their stuff that's on Game Pass. But yeah, they were having a bunch of stuff.
Okay, but then this is important because if this is not a Microsoft Game Studios game, which it does not appear to be, that means we both got to move our butts because it won't stay on Game Pass forever.
Yeah, it usually stays about either 6 months to years when they. But by then we'll definitely.
Yeah. By then we'll definitely go. But yeah, guys, seriously, like I mean, honestly. I don't know if these guys like captured lightning in a bottle, but this is incredible. Like it's just incredible. Like music, graphics, gameplay. Like you don't get a game like this every day. This does not happen every day. And I'll say, like, Ahmed, if you're listening, buy this on your PlayStation. Trust me, this is one. Like this is worth the money. Like, this is, like, just unbelievable. And now we got to go back to some more somber news.
Well, we talked a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. Well, we all kind of knew this was happening, but Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until, what, May, right? Let's get the date.
Year,
At least they gave a date, which is good. Yeah, it's been developed. It is May 26th. 2028, not 2026. So next year, next spring, right before summer, Grand Theft Auto has so they gave a release date. Before they didn't. They just said it was going to be released. I don't know how many people know this, but you should know this by now. When a company says, yeah, it'll be released 2025, and it's almost mid-year and there's no update, you know it's going to be delayed, hands down. When companies give those vague kind of dates or area release windows, you know. So yeah, May 2026, the 26th on 2026. You see what they did there? It'll be released, and we have looked forward to it. That doesn't mean it won't be delayed. It could be, but usually when they give a date, they're usually pretty good about keeping it. So we have that to look forward to sometime next year. So save up your bucks, guys. Put $5-10 away. Every week, and you'll have more than enough for that $100 price tag when it comes up. Who knows? It might be even more by at this rate. So
yeah, I will say, guys, that I'm not surprised at all by this. Some people are like, "Oh my gosh!" But it's like you need to understand, for everyone listening, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the second highest selling video game in history, only behind Minecraft.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
It has sold, I think it's like 210 million copies. The difference between Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto was a full price game forever. Like forever and ever and ever. So the industry essentially has looked at Grand Theft Auto as like the holy, like the holy release. So it not coming out this year essentially has put the entire gaming industry in sort of a rut for this year. Like all the projections of how much money the industry was going to make and stuff are now going down by like 20-25%. And if you think of it, that's insane. That one game was going to represent that big of a like a market pull. No surprise though to me personally, but man, did the CEO have to do a lot of like what is it called, PR, because like people, stockholders, shareholders were pissed, and I would be
Oh, of
too,
course.
because
Yes,
I'd
of
be like,
course.
"What the hell, man? I was expecting one hell of a dividend later this year, and now you basically like screwed that until like the following year." Now, funny enough, another announcement was made this week that went totally under the wire because of this announcement. And that is that Sony opened the pre-orders, which now it's kind of funny because now I'm thinking like, damn, maybe I should pre-order everything before the prices go up. They just opened the pre-orders for Ghost of Yotei. I think it's Yotei is how it's pronounced, the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. And they confirmed October 2nd, 2025. Everyone was convinced that that game was going to be delayed as well. So yeah, I know I've said it a few times. Every generation I have a game, right? What I consider like my genre defining, not genre, but generation defining game. And for me, on the consoles last gen, it was Ghost of Tsushima. That game absolutely blew my mind. So I still can't believe. I still think that Ghost of Tsushima looks better than like 99% of the games out there today. I do not understand how that game runs. You wait for a sale, man, and pick that up on PC, because like if it's half as good as it was on the PS4, like it's an
Yeah, we agree.
incredible game. It really is an incredible game. So that was I was actually pleasantly surprised. I honestly think this year, man, there is going to be some stiff competition for game
Oh
of the
yeah,
year.
guaranteed.
So that's it.
Guaranteed.
That's
It's
my
good to see
story.
a smaller studio in the talks for that. And so there's some stuff coming out for Xbox. One of these, we're gonna probably start doing that like Xbox or PlayStation games. One of them is Blades of Fire, which is coming out soon. Looks very interesting. So they got a character trailer. We have you can find online on their official Xbox channel. Looks very very cool. I love their voice actor and the theme that they're going for. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. We'll have some more games as well. But thinking of and then the rest for this is a very good game that came out just recently or a little while ago. No Rest for the Wicked gets a massive update. They just got an expansion which adds more levels, more monsters, etc. That game was kind of like a big hit, so definitely take a look at that if you guys are interested. And yeah, there's some other like the Kiba blog and stuff, other stuff, and then the for Switch, the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 Spotlight was coming. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of good things coming out on the smaller scale. And thinking of right now, there's a play test for test two. They've already done one. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I played the second Arc Raiders, which is an extraction player versus environment, player versus player extraction shooter. And man, I love it, dude. It's not going to be free to play. Originally, it was supposed to be a looter shooter, free to play, but they switched their gears, and I think the reason why is because a lot of these looter shooters and these type of games, like especially what after it happened, Suicide Squad, I guess they kind of changed gears, which is probably for the best. Extraction shooters tend to be very popular. And yeah, so it runs smooth as silk. I'm pretty sure there's bugs. I haven't encountered anything. Runs smooth as silk, looks beautiful. Tons of stuff to collect and craft. I got my first legendary recipe last night. I was able to extract. So yeah, it's such a cool game. You have to look around. There's so many different signs. You have this AI, or what they call ARC, which are robots basically, and they go after you. Oh man, are they tough as nails? Plus, you have to worry about people killing you. So much fun. And then you see this. I haven't gotten well. Pegasus are going to play it later today, so I'll see what it's like next week for team combat. So that looks really interesting, especially if you watch some streamers. There's some intense battles. Yeah, that's right up my alley. I hear that most extraction shooters do what they call seasonal resets. I'm not a fan of that. Like Diablo does it. Path to Exile 2, they do it. I'm not a fan for that because things are never as fun the second or third time around. I'd rather them just keep everything there and you just continuously add new content all the time, new items, new goals to work for. I prefer that. Because I think it's a lazy man's way, these seasonal resets, because it's basically resetting everyone so you can start it over again. And I can understand the argument, because like in extraction shooters like Arc Raiders, it's heavily gear based. So like if I'm out decked out in epic gear, legendary gear, and your first day, you could be the world's best third person shooter gamer in the world. You'll never beat me. It's just not possible because I have much better gear than you. So that's, like Hunt Showdown's an extraction shooter, same kind of principle, player versus environment, player versus player. But everyone's technically you do get better gear, but everyone's technically on a even playing field because it just takes more skill. If you're skilled, so like you're a skilled first person shooter and I'm a noob, but I might have some upgrades, but it doesn't matter because you're better at those type of games, you'll win. And of course there's other factors, but yeah, like, so I can understand why seasonal resets are good, because when you get new people in there, they start out at the same time, but I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, no,
so we'll wait and see.
I get that.
It's not official, by the way. I'm just saying people talking about how they're going to handle it.
No, and I'm like I think I'm with you on that. Like in terms of my preference, I think I am with you on that, because like with Diablo, that's why I stopped playing Diablo.
Yeah, it's not fun
because
like time, man.
Well, it's like you're changing not just gear, but you're changing mechanics. And I get it. Like I get it from a concept standpoint. So it's always fresh. It's always new. The thing is that like I don't have that much time, so like I don't have time to relearn.
And it takes time to redo everything.
Yeah,
right?
That's it. That's why I like with the Fallouts and stuff like that, where you have seasons, but the seasons are all for cosmetic gear. It's not. You're still the same character, the same builds, the same whatever. They'll spice it up by releasing new, like if you want to think of it like new weapons or new armor or new perks that change your stats, and you want to experiment and mix and match, and that, sure, cool. But restarting from scratch, I'm not a big fan of that.
And I can understand it, and I think it's a lazy man's way of content, because they don't release enough content traditionally to keep it engaging. But I don't like it. But who knows what they're going to do with our Raiders. Traditionally, the genre does handle it via resets. Like Hunt Showdown's an extraction shooter, same type of wording, but it's a way different type of an extraction shooter because it's more skill based than gear based. So they don't have resets there. They continuously add new what's it called, weapons and levels, but they add new weapons all the time, so it keeps you engaged. And it's like I don't know, man. I love progression. I love being rewarded for your time, but at the same time, it's amazing how people like, do they even love the games, or do they just like the progression? Because what I mean is, it's like if you're in a player versus player game, you only play because you're going to get a reward, or you play because you love the skill, love the challenge. I don't know. I think people don't really love. Some people might like both, but I can understand, because after a while, like if you have nothing to work for, you're just, same thing over and over. Even the most dedicated hardcore player versus player might get bored, because you want something to reward you for your time. So it's a hard balance. That's why a lot of companies don't do it correctly or fail, because it's not easy. Some companies know how to have a winning formula and knock it out of the park. Others don't. I think that's pretty much it, Jared.
Yeah, I think we are going to end it a little early, just so that you can go do your thing and I got to upload all of this. So guys, every time we say like, we're not sure next week what late breaking news is going to happen. Well, something always happens. So we'll get you
Grand Dragon Quest info. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's not coming out this year. No
dude,
way.
That's not coming out before 2030 at this point. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, they're dragging their feet. Anyways, hopefully we'll get some Dragon Quest news soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this week though we're going to hear from Sony. So I'm going to be very curious to see what they decide to do with their pricing.
Oh yes, sir.
I will tell everyone, if you want to go buy a PlayStation, man, go do it now, because prices for sure are going to go up. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next week. Take care, all.
Take care.